Hello, guys. Once again, here's another trade breakdown. This one is on BTCUSD, Bitcoin USD. Um, Guys, all of these trades I just analyze. Um, Remember, I've posted 3 videos on time and price, and I mentioned that I'm going to drop lot of videos, a series of videos for trade breakdowns I did in last 6 months, after I started I started learning Wyckoff. Um, I won't lie, guys. From March until now, I see a significant improvement. Improvement. Um, in a space of just 6 months. I've been working hard. And another thing, once you start understanding the market, the more you get obsessed with it. Yes, guys, I've been like really putting a lot of work toward mastering Wyckoff step by step, because it's it's useless to rush instant gratification. It's it has no longevity. Um, but if you know that, like, the potential, or if you have a long term, or rather, or sorry, if you are long term minded, just not just an instant gratification, which later on will lead to instant failure. Easy come, easy go. So yeah, guys, this one I've also noticed time and price, because Bitcoin USD, BTC USD, um, I think it's has to do with London. I mean, rather New York session, because it has a dollar factored into it. So yes, guys, let's get to it. I'm going to show you a screenshot, a before screenshot. This one. This trade, guys, was derived from a daily perspective all the way to 1 minute. It was a reaccumulation, and this is after. Oh, this is the first screenshot. This is the first screenshot. The reason why I said the price will go up and manipulate this momentum trend line and went back inside and before going to the upside, it's because there's this momentum trend line, this creek. The reason why I said it's going to go up, it's because there was no demand that was left below. Only the price to go up, manipulate this trend line in these breakout traders in, and goes back into a trend range before going to the upside. And this is a second screenshot after this the price jumped across the creek, and this is a third one. This one, you see the price jump across the creek, manipulating this trend, and gave this reaction and also manipulated these buyers and this momentum trend line and went to the upside. So yeah, guys, let's get to the chart. I'm going to do an overall trade breakdown, sharing an entire thought process. Because guys, what I was talking about, I've been watching their case studies on YouTube, their trade breakdowns. Um, he talks about building a case to not just jump into the market, build a case, a convincing case, like mm, how can I put it? Like if you build a convincing case, like a series of, you see, I don't know how can I put it, guys, but I understand what he was talking about. He was talking about a series of confluence, or you need not only one confirmation, you need a bunch of confirmation, or I don't know, guys, how to put it. I want to put it as I understand, but it seems okay. Let me get the way to properly explain. If, let's say, you want to enter a buy trade, the first break of structure, it's not enough to jump into the trade. You need a price to mitigate your significant point of interest, break structure, maybe break a second structure. Maybe then you start to see the liquidity represented by sessions. Like it's like he was talking about like a lawyer. When a lawyer is representing a case, he needs to build a convincing case, um, which based on a series of evidence, not just one evidence. Like he need a number of evidence to convince the jury that whatever the case is about, like it should be convincing. That's how we should do ourselves. We need to build a case around our trade, to for us for the trade to be convincing. I hope guys understand. So let's get to lower time frame. Okay, before I get to lower time frame, these equal lows, there is a pool of liquidity that was lying below here, and this week grabbed all this liquidity, and that's our trade. That's where our trade came in. Excuse me, guys. Yes, you see, this move. This move was the one that grabbed the daily liquidity, and we saw this break of structure. After this break of structure, we see this bullish order flow. And this bullish order flow, after this automatic reaction, we saw this shakeout. At this point, excuse me, guys. At this point, we didn't even know this is an error accumulation. After the shakeout, still our case was not that convincing, but we see, and the price continue creating this upside liquidity and creating these equal lows. After creating these equal lows, this move. At this point, our case is a little bit convincing because we see that the price at this point, when the spring was introduced, we saw that the price is actually reaccumulating, creating a downside liquidity, and we expected the price to break the structure to the upside. So this PSY buying climax automatic reaction secondary test, there was a liquidity at this momentum trend line, and this shakeout took all the liquidity, and the price went on to create these equal highs and all the way to create these equal lows to later on manipulate with the spring. So after the spring, we now have built a case that is more convincing. So after the spring, we know we expect a test. So after the spring, we saw this break of structure, this break of structure, because this supply, it's a significant supply because it's sponsored this move that break, that manipulated this liquidity, and immediately the price went back in our trading range and broke the structure. Not only that, the price tested, this is a test for this spring, and as the price went on to test the spring, it started to accumulate. Remember, we're still building a case. It started to accumulate, and this test here, this was a test for the spring, and after that the price created this creek, and the price jumped across the creek and went on to create this momentum trend line. So at this point, I definitely know that I should be looking for buys, but I should wait for this liquidity to be grabbed, and this one, like I mentioned, like I highlighted in the screenshots, that I expected the price to grab this liquidity, both liquidity, these sellers who were selling here and these buyers who were buying here, to be both manipulated before I look for entry. The case has been built from high time frame manipulation of daily lows and the price accumulated, breaking the structure to the upside. We see a bullish order flow, and the price, when we get to this point, a lot of people were selling around this area, and this is the New York session open, 2 o'clock my local time or 1 o'clock UK time. This is a reversal candlestick pattern. Definitely a lot of people were selling and put their stop loss above. And what did the New York session did? It's manipulated. It's manipulated this momentum trend line because there is a liquidity. And my point of interest, my order block, I took this one, which was around here. But when I went to higher time frame, this H1, clear H1 point of interest that was not mitigated. But below every price have been mitigated. So our New York opened here and manipulated this. Guys, time and price. New York opened and this reversal pattern, a lot of people were selling, and this move, retail traders do not have means or capital to create such aggressive move. A lot of people were manipulated out of their trade. And these buyers, also this is a reversal pattern, a pin bar, this one, definitely were buying. And after this bullish candle, a lot of people added their orders due to fear of missing out. And the price went on and manipulated these buys all the way to also manipulate this momentum trend line. The New York opened and manipulated this momentum trend line, and later on the session it's created this downside liquidity below because people are buying here and put their stop loss below their confirmation like this inverted hammer. After the price break this inverted hammer, they buy and put their stop loss below. And later on the session, the price manipulated these buys, also manipulated people who were buying. You may argue that this move is just a small move to manipulate the liquidity. You see how the price respected this momentum trend line to the T. Definitely after they definitely expected this perfect momentum trend line and they were manipulated out before the price went to the upside. To the upside. And according to my entry, this was 1:30, but I nearly missed it by a pip. But I hope, guys, you see. I hope you see how important present time is. I hope I did this trade breakdown. I explained everything from high time frame, how we built our case, and to be able to see the market readiness to go, um, and also explain time and price sessions, how did the New York open and manipulated liquidity, both upside and downside liquidity before going to the upside. I hope, guys, you will enjoy this trade breakdown. I'm going to do another trade breakdown on this distribution and another trade breakdown on this multiple broker structure. I think double broker structure to the upside. It was a nice trade breakdown. But as I analyzed, I think it's from toward the end of May, I wasn't aware of session time and price. I just analyzed. But when I was preparing for this video, I noticed how the price is always, guys, I don't know how can I emphasize. the magnitude of selling price. So yes guys, hope you enjoyed this trade breakdown. If you have some comments, suggestions, or questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Also, please subscribe so that I will drop more content. The following videos will be on this distribution in this trade. And share to the website. Yeah, guys, hope you'll enjoy the video. Um, See you on the next one.